Hey there, Albedo238 here again, and I want to talk about one of the big reveals of this year's E3. Now, I know a lot of people are going to have their various opinions about which one of the big three won this year, whose press conference was the best, be it Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo. As far as I can tell about the Microsoft press conference, I have to agree with Angry Joe, and that was a big middle finger to anyone who didn't own a Kinect. If you didn't own a Kinect, well, yeah, that's pretty much what it says right there. That's what Microsoft said anyway, because it was. And Sony, it varies. Screwtack said it was a snooze fest. Angry Joe, he liked it, Me, I didn't exactly watch it, but that's what I heard. Sony actually got booed, when they announced that they were gonna merge with AT&T. It's in the when their push on the Vita, and said they were gonna, merge with AT&T to give the 3G and Wi-Fi and all that to it. Yeah, people were actually booing Sony. And Nintendo, well, they didn't give out any price points or show a lot of game footage. At least when it came to the Wii, any Wii games out there, they didn't show any footage of the new Wii titles that were coming out, like Kirby Wii and stuff like that. But so far, it was actually pretty good. The symphony orchestra they had to play the music and all that, and and all the games that they were listed for the 3DS, coming to the 3DS, and their push on the 3DS, gets them. But we all have to agree that we all have our various opinions about who won. We all have to agree that Nintendo's newest console that they revealed at this year's E3 was probably the biggest reveal of anything that any company has put out there at this point. Right, because Sony's got their Vita, but yeah, but being a handheld, it's not. I don't know how it's going to compete with this new console that just came out for the Wii, or just came out by Nintendo, and that, of course, is the Wii U. And so far, what I've seen of the Wii U, what it can do, at least especially what they showed the controller, they didn't show much of the system itself. Which, if you see the system itself, it looks like a fat Wii. Basically, it looks like a bigger version of the Wii. In fact, I heard Angry Joe actually kind of said it looked almost like a 360. I suppose it does. But what I have to say, this is about, well, anyway, from what I saw what the Wii U could do, what the controller could do, and all that, it was mind blowing. It was really awesome. The controller is just about how much I pictured it. Just about. Probably a little more than I imagined it would be. But yeah, turns out there was some rumors that were actually true. About the controller having a screen on it and stuff like that. Pardon me. It was all true. And I'm really, really glad. Yeah. If you haven't seen the controller yet, it's basically like a standard controller. It has like all the kind of interfaces you would imagine a standard controller having. It's got like 2 analog sticks, or circle pads this time. It's got circle pads instead of analog sticks, but they should work the same way. Yeah, basically the circle pads, just like the 3DS has a circle pad to control characters and stuff like that. It's got a D-pad, and it's got 4 buttons. It's kind of harkening. It's sort of harkening to a combination of the the PlayStation controller and the Super Nintendo controller. Of course, I've heard people say that the PlayStation controller is basically a copy of the Super Nintendo controller, but whatever, But anyway, and it's got 2 shoulder buttons and two Z buttons, ZL and ZR. sorry. Anyway, but aside from all that, aside from the standard controls you'd find on your typical you know, kind of controller, it's also got a 16.2-inch screen that is touch sensitive. Very nice, very, very nice. The screen, having the screen there, not only means that you could play a game, you know, while someone else is like wants to watch television or something. You can play your game, and play a Wii U title or a Wii title or whatever. You know, you could play on, you could play it on your controller. You know, see the game on your controller, but it could also mean a lot of possibilities for other games that could use the screen as well. It's almost like having a DS for your television almost. Though that is we'll put it in a little too simply, because there's also motion controls. Because the controller also has a motion sensor to it. There's also a motion sensor strip, and so some games that use some form of motion control, like they showed with some of the games, yeah. It probably means a little more than just being a bigger DS for your television. Yeah, and it's also, and of course, it does come with a stylus, so you can, you know, so you can use that to touch the screen or whatever, just like you do with a DS. It's also got a built-in forward-facing camera, so you can voice chat with people or take your picture or whatever, and you know, just do whatever, you know. And that's pretty cool. It's got a microphone, it's got speakers, you know. So yeah, the microphone, yeah, means yeah, for voice chat and stuff like that. And that's very cool. So yeah, the controller is very awesome, and possibilities are the possibilities of what the Wii U could do, I think, is far beyond anything any console has ever been capable of. I mean, I know a lot of people said that about the Wii itself, you know, with the motion controls, but even by then, there were a lot of people on the fence about it, you know. It's like I don't know how that's gonna affect, you know, gaming. And even though that Nintendo had intended for the original Wii to be for everyone, you know, to simply appeal to all gamers, it mostly can't appeal to the casual. It mostly attracted the casual player. This time, you know, it mostly attracted casual people who are not very familiar with video games. Sorry for looking off to the side. I'm kind of loading a video right now. I'm trying to check on my internet and make sure it's gonna stay connected. So anyway, never mind that. Yeah, I'm kind of doing this video while I'm uploading another video. Anyway, carrying on. Yeah. That's basically the whole thing with the Wii, though, is that it was trying to make it attract other people, but they mostly attracted casual people. You know, it became more of a casual gamers system. You know, I like the Wii, and I can admit that it was more casual friendly. Well, it seems with the Wii U that Nintendo is still trying to harken to the casual player, you know, with some of its control style, with the screen and all that, with the new things you can do with the screen and all that. The fact they're also going with a more standard controller design also kind of shows that they're trying to appeal more to the hardcore gamer, to the core gamer. At the same time, you know, it's actually kind of a contradiction, because while it seems that, you know, the standard control setup, you know, that they have with the sorry about that. With the standard setup, you know, they're trying to appeal to the core gamer. It also, in some ways, also the touchscreen and the touchscreen can also act as an interface to make hardcore games more accessible to even non-gamers as well. For instance, let's take like a fighting game. Now, it hasn't been announced for the Wii U, but one of the game. But let's take like Mortal Kombat. Let's say if Mortal Kombat had come to the Wii U. You know, talking about the new Mortal Kombat that came to the PS3 and 360. Let's say like if you now for a core gamer who knows how to pull off the fatalities and stuff like that, you know, who's pretty skilled at that. For him, you could the screen could show like a list of like the movesets for your character. Like how to pull off these special moves, you know, the X-ray move, which I think is pretty simple. Just tap the two shoulder buttons, but it shows you how to perform. But it shows you how to perform that. It shows you how to perform the fatalities. You know, pretty simple. You know, you just look at all the core game would have to do is to look at it and just input the commands, and ta-da! You know, you perform it. Now, for someone who's probably not skilled at performing a fatality, or not very skilled at fighting games, they could probably use that same screen but all they do is just tap the name of the move or whatever, or the fatality, and they can perform it instantly. You know, it's similar to like what Capcom did with the 3DS. You know, it's Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition. You know, you can tap the touchscreen just to perform a super combo or an ultra combo instantly. Yeah, you could do that. So let's say like you could do that with this with the Wii U controller. I think that's very awesome. You know, I think that's very cool, very awesome. Anyway, I'm probably gonna stop short here because because last time I tried to make this video it was a little bit long. So I'm gonna stop here. I'll continue on a little bit later. So see ya.